Alright guys, finally got our new tracks in. We're going to put this new set of tracks on our Vermeer S800TX over here. Right now I have an extra wide track. I went with a Prowler 10-inch track that's actually for a mini excavator last time to try to lower my footprint. But those wore out pretty quick because they just had a turf tread on them. There wasn't much meat, and as we all know, when we come out to the trailer to load stuff, we're not on soft dirt, we're always on pavement. So I'm hoping that these over here with a little bit more meat on them will last a little bit longer than the Prowlers. The new tracks are a high qual that I got from Ryan at Track Hutt. So let's get these put on. First thing to do is take off the access cover on the side here, and then that'll get you to the bolt that tensions the tracks. So we'll take these off. Once you get that access cover off the side, there's a retainer that keeps that bolt from turning. You'll have to take that off. It's just one more bolt. Then you'll be able to tighten that up to loosen the track. Alright guys, you're going to want a really sturdy wrench right here because these are always really tight, which is why I hate changing them out, but that's the way they design them, so that's the way we have to do it. Takes an 1 1/8 socket to fit on there. We've got a 3/4 inch ratchet for this job. Alright guys. A little bit of this stuff will definitely be your friend. Okay, here we've got the side cover, the retainer, and the bolts. To get the cover off the side is a 1/2 inch, and then to take the retainer off on the inside is a 9/16. So what we've got is we've got the machine supported on the back, and then we're using the grapple to support the front. That way we can get these tracks to sag down off of here so that we can get them to come off and put the new tracks on. We've got both sides ready to go, so now we're going to pull these old tracks off, put the new ones on. Alright guys, well, you got your track off. Now's the perfect time to inspect things like the sprocket, idlers, all the rollers on the bottom. Sometimes those guys need replaced. Mine are good right now. Just had them all gone through by Vermeer not that long ago, so those are all good. Side note, on the 2014 S800TX, they had basically a recall on the sprockets, but they only did them as they failed. So you might have a sprocket on here that isn't the updated new sprocket. The new ones have bolts around the outside to where you can just take off the sprocket and replace the sprocket itself without having to remove it from the spindle. The old ones were just all one solid cast piece, and I happen to have wore them out on this, and the response from Vermeer when I went in asking for them was, well, did it fail? And I said, no, I just wore it out. There was no tooth left. And they said, well, we've never seen that happen before. So apparently what they mean by that is Vermeer machines don't last long enough to wear out a sprocket. I'm a little confused by that statement. But anyway, we're going to get this track on here.
Alright guys, now you just have to relax it and let that spring push out and tighten up the track. Alright guys, to properly tension the track, you just want to make sure that you get this plate right here 7.5 inches from this point right here. This window right here shows you the back of the yoke on the front. So you want to measure from there, the back of that yoke that you can see through this window, to this plate. And you want that distance to be 7.5 inches. Now, that's only on the S800TXs. The other ones have a different measurement, and you have to get that spec from your dealer. Anyone want a high quality set of used tracks? Low mileage, lots of life left in them yet.